One. Hello and welcome. We have yet another exciting Group C matchup. It has been on fire tonight with a lot of great matches. Now for this match, we have the Wolf versus Filthy, and I would like to welcome my guest commentator, ShadowShield. And let's go ahead and get some initial thoughts out of you, ShadowShield. You've already played Filthy. You're going to be playing Wolf here in a little bit. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting match. I'm really excited to see it. Filthy has been having a lot of close matchups with everybody in this group. You've also done really well here. Wolf is a well-known player, known as the stronger mechanical player out of the duo Nathan and Wolf. So it'll be fun to see if he can make a crack at this group. So let's go ahead and get underway. I know you don't have a suicide arsenal, so just jump off as fast as you can. And then that shouldn't be too much of a problem until we get to lane. And I might have you just step out for a second to make a suicide arsenal at that point. I didn't think about that. Getting into this match, though, we got a 4 aura start, now to 5 for both players. We see a blue aura out of Wolf, which means Kai. Most times when we see a blue aura, it means Dance of Death. We see a red aura out of Filthy. We do see the lasers out of Wolf, which means it's a Kai laser deck, but it's relying more heavily on Kai than most Kai laser decks. Usually when I run a Kai laser, Tiger Strength laser, it's going to be like 2 Tiger Strengths, a dash, and then pretty much everything else is optic. So it's going to be interesting to see this one from Wolf relying more heavily on the Kai here. Burden connects from Filthy. Is going to be detriment to Wolf. Do you remember when you played against the deck that Filthy used? I think it was on Refinery. He hit the Burden on you. Do you remember what it was that he was using there? Yeah. Now that I'm thinking back on it a little bit more, I think it was a single school Psycho that he ran, and he started off with the Burden and then things like Big Bomb and Rain of Rocks to go with the Burden, and then transfers into, as we just saw, the Bravery decision and the Cluster Bombs, like you said. So we'll have to see if he's able to capitalize on that. Wolf right now basically just laying some suppressing fire to keep Filthy hiding behind there, but now that he is at 8 skills, decides to move in. I guess he's got the Big Bomb, looking to throw that, see if he can catch a shield. Opti is also down. Did we see Filthy lay that Opti? I think, yeah, Filthy actually laid that, so it mustn't, oh no, Wolf did. Okay. I was going to say, then it can't be a single school Psycho, but that was laid by Wolf, so yeah, I think this is a single school Psycho. Wolf decides to pick up his own Opti, not willing to deal with that Big Bomb with the Opti down. Filthy seems unwilling to drop. Well, now he does. Looks like possibly another Burden. Doesn't connect this time. Tiger Strength lasers coming out. Sorry, what was that? Yeah, not a lot of synergy there. Remember, again, he's running a significant amount of Kai, and with the Opti, what is something that you can think of with Kai is that he would want an Opti for? Maybe an Aura backflow? Does manage to dodge the Cluster Bomb. Filthy's taken a little bit of damage over the course of this match. Wolf looking to move in. Catches the rock shot on his way in. Hasn't used the Tiger Strength yet. Yeah, I was looking to use the photon burst, but then I have a hard time really positioning that at -2 speed, and now that the Opti's not down. Filthy manual aiming the railgun. We'll have to see how good he is here at it, and if he can keep enough distance to not get caught by the photon burst. Tiger Strength now on. Wolf looking to hit the photon. Manual aiming some of the lasers. Is that twist he has now? Ooh. Does break the shield from Filthy, but hits back and fires back with the Excalibur. Wolf is going to have a hard time keeping away from that at -2 speed. Another rock shot connects, and Filthy has taken a nice, comfortable lead health-wise. Going to try and dodge the photon burst. Does dodge it, and the railgun misses by a hair. Wolf can't tell if he did that on purpose or if it was a tactical retreat. Rather, or an accident or a tactical retreat there. Has a yellow in hand. Has the dash. That'll help with his dodging, but he still doesn't really have great offensive capabilities right now with the photon burst and negative speed. He is really not in a good spot. Yeah, that's definitely possible, and considering where he's at right now, he can't really afford to as much. And if you'll do me a favor, your mic is starting to do that little choppy thing. Maybe if you just reset it, plug it in, unplug it, replug it in, see if that works. We see Wolf still dashing, trying to keep away from the rock shot and the rain of rocks. Filthy's down to 2 capsules. If Wolf had, well, no. With the schools he has, there's nothing he could really do. He could use a Change the World, but that won't work on the final 2 capsules. Are you back yet, Shadow? Is that mic working? Yeah, that sounds a lot better now. So it seems like that'll be a short-term fix. Every time it gets like that, we'll just have you redo that. The lack would have been game-changing right there. Doesn't connect onto Filthy, though. Down to 2 capsules. If he'd been lacked right there, he would have been in a real bad position against Wolf. Excalibur doesn't manage to connect either. Wolf relying heavily on that dash right now. It really does look like he's still trying to dig. Picks up another attack. We'll have to see what he has now. If he can actually make some progress here. The next thing that hits him and he's done. That rock shot landed a lot closer than I think he's comfortable. Keeping his distance from the Excalibur. Does manage to connect with the Psycho Burst, but it's just not enough in a Bravery Decision deck who's cut itself down to 7 only. Filthy takes a Game 1 lead over Wolf. And our bands, it was what, City and Palace? Or is it Panorama? Palace and City. Okay, so we head to Panorama next. I think everybody here at this point is probably familiar with the Filthy special that he almost always runs on Panorama, the Chaos Dance of Death. I believe he pulled that out against you on Palace. Is that correct? Yeah, that's right. That was the double dance right there. Guys doing the bachata together. This on Panorama. No, maybe you should hop out just real fast. 3 Mephistos packed. Hey. Yeah, he needs to make a suicide deck. So he should be back shortly. Is my... I guess I never turned my voice chat off, so that's... I'll make sure to fix that next round. Okay. Sure, I can do that. I'm going to go back to radio silent until he gets back. So, again, recap. Wolf, that early burden putting him at a real bad disadvantage there. And just not a lot of synergy with his deck. It looked like it was a 3-school by the end of it because we did see the Psycho Burst along with Optic, along with Key. Really bad aura regen, which explains the optimization in the deck, though it's not something I'm really a fan of. Maybe there's a bigger combo that he was trying to reach with that. We didn't really see it come to fruition there. Did get a nice Psycho Burst hit at the end, but since it was against a Bravery Decision deck, it wasn't nearly as impactful. Let's see if we can get ShadowShield back now. Maybe he needs an invite, so I'll send him an invite there. Yep, he was asking for an invite. Let's get him in, and then we'll get this underway. Apologize for the delay. And here we are. Now that he's in, we can go ahead and get this started. Let me re-invite him to party chat. Seems he accidentally dropped out somehow. I'm just going to send him a quick message and then we'll get this underway. Okay. You're back, and let's go. All right, we do see 5 aura start with an environmental out of Wolf. Could be the ricochet lasers. He'll want to put down whatever he has, and if possible, hang it. It's real hard to hang as a cartwheeler unless that floor is there. Because, again, if Filthy hangs his own chaos in the deck he is likely running, could spell a lot of problems for Wolf. Looks like he's moving in to go aggressive already. I'm guessing that it's a photon burst or a ricochet laser, and he's not willing to reveal it just yet with the optimization there. Well, the thing is, you can run some pretty nasty things here. There are a lot of really good hang spots if you go down to that room, but the call did seem to be right. It was the photon burst. He was trying to cut him off from his base. Probably has the optimization in hand, just not willing to lay it down yet. Probably wants to put it somewhere a little bit more defensible when he has something that he can use to protect it. Dodges the lack, and with that lack and the aura, we see the blue aura out of Filthy, which confirms the Dance of Death once again. We'll be seeing that out of him here. Do not see his Chaos yet. Does not have 5 aura yet to use the Dance of Death, if he has one. Yeah, I think he runs 2 Lax and a Dragon Slayer in that deck, but I don't have it quite memorized, though I've seen it many times. He always runs the same Dance of Death deck. It's one of his favorites. It's kind of, a comfort pick that he falls back on. The lullaby, which helps him sleep at night. Dreaming of 14 damage hits left and right. That's something I've also noticed that you rely pretty heavily on was the Dance of Death and Psycho Burst. And I was just wondering, maybe to get in the head of 2 players that have a similar playstyle there, in a 1v1 tournament setting, what makes you still feel confident in a really easy-to-dodge move like that? Oh, sorry, we'll get back to that, but that was massive right there. The exhaust and the lack takes Wolf down to just about nothing. We'll have to see if he can bounce back from that. Oh, goodness. Dance of Death now connects. The Hyperkybullet still putting in work as well. Wolf having to dodge back and forth constantly. Another 7 damage Dance of Death. Filthy making this round look easy. Does catch a Photon Burst. Next one will kill him. And there, the Hyperkybullet and Filthy takes a 2-0 lead. Wolf firing from a really undefensible position there. And if I remember correctly, City was also banned, so we're going to Refinery. Filthy looking to close this out, his first 3-0. Wolf looking to make the reverse sweep. What's your prediction here? Who's gonna do this? Does Filthy have the momentum, or is Wolf making a comeback? Yeah, we see the environmental again. +2 acquisition start out of Filthy. Both of them have really healthy aura starts. Neither one can really have any complaints in that department. Looks like it's going to be that Bravery deck, the Single School Psycho, again, out of Filthy. I have to say, I've been a pretty big fan of that deck. I'm not usually a huge fan of Bravery Decision myself, but seeing the Single School version that also relies on a separate strategy with the Bravery Decision to fall back on has been effective. Wolf takes the Rain of Rocks with a bad cartwheel there. Uses his own Bravery Decision and the inverted controls. This is a Nathan and Wolf special on Refinery. And there goes the Crush. Filthy not willing to put up with that. Wolf continues to have to play Ring Around the Rosie with Rain of Rocks. That increased aura regen makes the Rain of Rocks that much more obnoxious because it's as soon as the one's done, he can already cast another. You get the pressure. Sorry, go ahead. Bombs traded there. Filthy with the lead in damage still. Excalibur has pressure onto Filthy. Filthy does not seem to have an answer to this. That yellow, not likely to make much difference for him. One more from Wolf, and that'll be it. Cluster Bomb connects. 1 health left onto Filthy. Wolf looking to finish with the Excalibur. And there we go. Wolf does win himself a game. Perhaps the start of a comeback. We now move on to lane. We'll have to see, again, if Filthy's going to fall back on that comfort pick. I know he likes the Dance of Death here. Or if he's going to follow for something else. Has already had success with the Dance of Death, so may just go for it a second time. We see a Blazing Sword come out of Wolf early. I'm trying to get a bird's eye view before the sacrifice here. Wall of Current does erase the Blazing Sword. Blazing Bullet continues to come out. No shield now. Oh, I guess he does still have a shield for Filthy. Not sure what he's got to block the Blazing Bullet, but he's currently cut off from his base by the Wolf. Playing a patient game. Wolf breaks first and decides to move forward to try and get a better angle. Filthy just standing underneath there. Doesn't seem willing to use whatever shield he has. Perhaps it's a vacuum wall, unable to use yet. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the kind of thing you can do as a cartwheeler. You can be a little bit more ballsy sometimes because even without a shield, you have that much more dodging ability sometimes. Does let up pressure, and Filthy makes it back to his base, picks up a green and another red. Looks like he's not quite ready to fight, but he'll at least, throw his own bullet of fire back and forth. Wolf seems to not have any interest in continuing that fight for the moment, wants to go back to his own capsules. Picks up another attack. Filthy, firing off the Aura Cannon deck. We've seen this one once or twice now. I believe he used it on Sign, and that was the deck he lost with there at the end. When he played against you, Shadow. Is that correct? Yeah, so we should expect a charged particle here at some point as well, but as he's sitting at 6 aura, he's not going to want to use that until he gets a little bit more aura under his belt. Has connected one bullet of fire onto Wolf, looking to continue harassing him in his base. Wolf still shieldless, hiding from the Aura Cannon. 3 reds in hand. Does not want to engage currently. Just trying to fire from cover. Does break the erase shell and get a little bit more chip damage down with the blazing bullet, but that is 2 blazing skills down for Wolf. Well, I mean, he still has 17 capsules left, so it's possible that it's just a bad draw, but it may be a bit of the cartwheeler syndrome. As a charge particle connects, Wolf, not respecting the likely other member of an Aura Cannon deck. Filthy now charges up with another heat, back to 6 aura, can use the Aura Cannon again. Healing Water does not put Wolf back in blazing. Not... Well, and that's if he's running any more blazing. He had both blazing moves erased, so I don't know if he has any others in there. As for me, I don't like running more than one of each. It feels like an overuse. Wolf dodging the blaster. It's a nasty one. We'll be doing 6 damage. We do see the Fortress out of Wolf. Filthy playing the patient game here on top of the building. Looking to get some damage on a Wolf. I'm not sure if that was a manual aim or not, but that was actually pretty close to hitting. Manual aiming some lasers down into the stairwell where Wolf is. Trying to get a better angle to see Wolf here, hiding around the corner of the building. Bit of a lull in the action here, despite attacks firing. There goes the charged particle again. This time Wolf, paying attention, does not get hit. That does restrict Filthy from using the Aura Cannon right now, too. Wolf, with a good return to nature and now healing water, has himself a health lead. Brought everybody back to 0 on stats. Filthy still rocking the Aura Cannon and Slide Laser. Picks up a shield. May have the charged particle as well. He dropped one of his attacks, but it's hard to say which one because he had 4. Still has the blaster, so might have been the Slide Laser, might have been the Aura Cannon, might have been charged particle. I'm going to make my bet on the charged particle, or excuse me, on the Slide Laser drop so he can continue to control his aura and use the Aura Cannon. But it could have also been Aura Cannon because that hasn't proven to be very effective for him yet. Most of his damage coming from Blaster, Slide Laser, and Charge Particle. Oh, we do see the Aura Cannon, so it's likely that he still has the Charge Particle. Yeah, and I'm not as big a fan of that skill in a 1v1 scenario. Vacuum Slash blocked, as well as the Flame Sword. Wolf losing both. Getting pretty low on capsules himself. No attacks in hand. Going to be searching. Picks up one. Filthy continuing to apply pressure as Wolf goes through his base, but doesn't manage to connect with the Blaster. Charge Particle is blocked this time by Wolf. Apologize, it's getting a little late for me here. We've got one more after this, too. You got to take on Wolf yourself. I'm in for the gambit tonight. I think this is my 7th video of the night, and you'll make 8. My computer's going to be sitting there uploading these all night. Sunday's been a busy day for the 1v1 tournament. Filthy finds another heat. Both players now down to 5 capsules. Filthy, go ahead. See, is that double laser of all things? Only other time I've seen double laser is with reduce entropy down, but that's the thing. It's there. Filthy continuing to try and hit with Blaster. Wolf has the memory of battle now. Not sure how much damage it's going to be doing, but does have it. Not sure that I've seen him erase enough attacks for it to do much more than, say, 5 or 6. Did lose 2 blazing. No. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't just have triple lasers in this deck. It doesn't really seem to be a reason for double lasers. The one time I ran double lasers, it was I was running reduced entropy. It was versus Doom and Ronin, and it was a really bad match because they started with a judgment, and we got the reduced entropy hang, but they immediately judgment in it. And the whole goal of the arsenal is I was running friendships, and then I would run my own tiger strength. And so my partner would get friendships, and he would have a tiger strength and run like reincarnation and lasers while I did the hang. And then yeah, so I used double lasers then, but other than that, like, that's a really niche situation. Down to 50 seconds here. Still, I don't think that memory is going to do much more than, say, 6 damage, even if it does connect. We see another blazing bullet. I don't think he could even break the fortress with it right now. Takes a blaster. That's a throttle blaster, by the way. Yeah, he had the blazing bullet there. Desperate charge particles trying to get this going. I need some more real action out of you guys. You're gonna put me to sleep here. It's too late at night for me to keep up with this. Looks like they're just gonna go for the draw, and then Wolf's gonna try again on sign. Not willing to risk it when game point is at stake. Moving in here. Nathan and Wolf often run Aura Cannon decks here. Maybe we'll see another Aura Cannon out of Wolf. And it's a skill kind of like Psycho Sniper. I don't really value it in a 1v1 scenario like I do in Tag. It's kind of a combo move. You want your partner to be able to distract them so that way you can catch them with the long range plink. And without having somebody else to distract them, I'm just not a real fan of a high-cost move like that, or the easily dodged Psycho Sniper. So we'll have to see. Go ahead. Gotta agree with you there. Let's see, are we ready yet? Filthy still deliberating. I opened up voice chat in case he had a question because he mentioned earlier he wanted me to turn it back on in the middle. I think your voice chat's still on, Shadow, by the way. I was hearing you double when I turned mine back on. Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this underway. Still got another match to play tonight. Let's see. Got an environmental out of Filthy. Not easily placed on sign. Wolf looks like he is gonna fall off. Is that memory lapse? But failed to put it down? Yeah. It's difficult to hang here. With the memory lapse, you can use a jump and get it like on a pillar or something, and then if you throw reincarnations as they go up in the air, it's pretty effective. Maybe Filthy's taking some time to memorize some of the places that fall off here. Looking to try and hang it. Yeah, that was the consensus for me, is that it does it at random, so it's hard for me to say. Decides to just lay it in his base. Tiger Strength triple lasers. Triple lasers are only going to get used once. So that skill is lost to the wolf now. Wolf is going to try and go over and pick it up. Dampier Claw? Fang? Interesting choice. Reincarnation does get some damage on the wolf. Does not escape unscathed on his trip over. So the memory lapse gets rid of a triple lasers. And gets 3 damage in. Tiger Strength slide laser now coming out. But it looks like Filthy erased that. I didn't catch it. Must have been like a dark hole. Maybe it was a flash hole. Has another memory lapse. Got to see if he places it a little more strategically this time. One of my favorites actually is if you run over, there's a little thing you can jump to that I don't think a cartwheeler can get to. That little metal shield next to my spawn that I was just looking at on my screen. Let's see if I can get it again. Yeah, that right there. I'd have to test it with a cartwheeler, but I'm pretty sure you can jump to it, and a cartwheeler can't quite cartwheel to it. So against Wolf here in a 1v1, he might be able to hang that there. Let's get eyes back on Filthy. Just lays it in the middle of nowhere again. Gets hit with a lack. I think all he loses is a shield, but does take 2 damage from it as well. Sign of Saints now. Not going to connect very easily onto a cartwheeler with Sign of Saints. Psycho Burst for 8 damage knocks Filthy off the map. A bit of a wonky memory lapse deck here. Wolf coming out pretty strong. 1 or 2 more hits has Filthy down, and he's already used 2 memory lapses. Unsure of whether or not he has a third in that deck. Hasn't gotten a lot of mileage out of him yet. The first one got a little bit, but the second one just really not placed effectively. Has a third one. Oh, he falls off, but he does get it hung. So now the challenge is, with 15 capsules left, Wolf needs to hit 1 ability. has to hit 1. If Wolf can connect 1 ability for 1 damage, he wins this game. But the memory lapse is hung. Filthy finally lucking out. Oh, he almost falls off. Oh my goodness, the Spore Schism out of nowhere takes Filthy out as Wolf had just gotten hit by Sign of Saints. We are at 2-2, and for the 3rd game in a row, we are going to, well, I guess we had a 2 5-game series and 2 6-game series. We're going to game 6 on Palace now. That's the way the rules work. Even though Palace is banned, that is where the tiebreaker match will go because it's the first map in the rotation. I'm going to turn my voice chat back on in case there are questions about that. Can anybody hear me? Wolf, Filthy? I'm just going to type it in the group chat real quick. See, they seem to be ready. I'm just going to turn the voice chat back off and we'll get underway. Excuse me. Shadow, you still here with us? All right, let's get this going. I believe it was actually Wolf. Yeah. So we see a 6-hour start out of Wolf. Let's see. Wolf already at 9 aura. Really healthy start. Let's catch the aura. It's green. Could still have optic in there. 10 aura would have him at vibration. If not, it's just a great place to be with a shield and an attack. Cannot complain about 10 aura. Filthy looking like he might have to be in overwrite mode at 3 aura right now. Comes in with the blazing. That's going to be a bad spot for Filthy as he only has Fortress. Oh, and he does land with the Bloody Ritual. Have to see how this plays out now. Ice Sword connects onto Filthy. That's the other thing, that even though Wolf had a great aura start and got hit by the Bloody Ritual, it doesn't hurt him that bad because it's Faith Nature and he can use all of his abilities currently. And now that he knows that the Bloody Ritual is there, he's less likely to allow himself to be hit by it a second time. Wolf, though, decides that he's not happy with his current hand, wants to go back, maybe trade in a few skills. Decides to pick up another shield. I'm going to guess that he's picking up a Glacial Wall here for the Bloody Ritual. Yeah, would have hurt more, but in the long run, too, you know, he loses more aura this way, so the Bloody Ritual does get more bang for its buck. It's a bit of a trade-off, but yeah, he would have been in a worse spot had he not started quite so heavily with aura. Flash Hole catches the Blazing Bullet. Wolf picks up another attack. Flash Hole for the Reincarnation. Doesn't erase it, though. Fire of Gehenna. Dodged out of the way by Wolf. Doesn't look like he wants to sacrifice his Flash Hole for that. As a cartwheeler, he's a little bit more confident in his ability to dodge it. I guess he does. He does decide to sacrifice it, despite Filthy getting pretty low off of that. Feels more confident in his ability to dodge the Reincarnations. I I believe, didn't we see him use this deck against you and he had the Wings of Hope? Or am I thinking of a completely different series? You know, I can't even remember anymore. This is my seventh series of the day. Well, that's why I've started having to write down people's bands because I've done multiple series and they're like, dude, why'd you start it on Highway? I said that was my band. And I'm like, I don't know, my bad. So Healing Water does put Filthy back at a nice healthy spot. I don't believe he even has the Bloody Ritual anymore. Yeah, that's been dropped. Reincarnation and 2 shields. Picks up another attack. Wolf back on the offensive. Still at 6 aura. Again, that Bloody Ritual did hit him pretty good. He's going to have trouble hitting combos now. Blazing Sword and Flame Sword lost to the Fortress. If either of these players has a Diabolical Trick, that seems like it's going to be the most useful skill in either opponent's arsenal at this point. Diabolical Trick or Violent Change. I have strangely not seen as much of that as I would expect in this 1v1 tournament. I thought I would see a lot more capsule popping, to be honest. I see many matches come down to, each opponent having 2 capsules, but nobody having a capsule popper. Oh, that reminds me. A debate I was having with myself that I've been meaning to ask you, ShadowShield. When you played Palace versus Guinan, and you ran that Dance of Death, what were your 2 attacks at the end? Were they 2 swift flows? I was watching the whole time, and I was like, he's got to be bluffing. He doesn't have anything. It's 2 swift flows. But Guinan is not willing to risk it. Oh, my goodness. I was right. Oh, and that was the first match, too. And if Guinan had just gone and popped, that series would have gone in his favor, too. Yeah, you kept running at him like you were waiting to use an aura backflow, but then the last 30 seconds come and you clearly weren't even willing to go over and try and hit him. Even if he'd popped you out, you didn't have enough time to die, and when you didn't even try to hit him at all, I was like, yeah, he just totally bluffed him for 3 minutes. Wow. You'll have to, whenever that video gets posted, you'll have to go and put that in the comments that you were indeed bluffing, because that was legendary. 3 minutes of bluffing with not a single attack usable. See, Filthy's down to 3 capsules now. Tiger Strength Reincarnation starting to put in some work. I just look at this match right now, and I was thinking to me, if I'm running Faith in a 1v1 tournament, I've almost guaranteed, unless it's something very specialized, I'm going to have a Violent Change or a Diabolical Trick. And if you ran back to your base and you Violent Change right now, that's game point. And Wolf takes the series. But I don't think he's got one. And I see so many series ending like this. Yeah, I hope so. And the thing is that I still see mostly Diabolical Trick. People just aren't as hot on the Violent Change, but it's just such a clean way to finish sometimes. As long as they get to 3 capsules or less, you just pop. You don't have to go to the base. You just pop it and it's done. That's it. It can be a little obnoxious if you get it drawn early in your hand, but it is a quick way in and out. Wolf blocking conservatively with the Angel's Wing. It looks like we might go to another draw. No, I agree. This would be actually our first match of the tournament to have more than one draw. We've had quite a few that have had at least a draw. Not all of them have gone to 5 games. It might have been like a 3-1-1 or just a 3-game win with 1 draw. But this will be the first time, if it goes, that we've seen, oh geez, that Dragon Slayer would have been game winning, but it hits the sign. Wolf just didn't have the patience to line it up. Well, the thing too is he's playing a cartwheeler, and while I'm not as experienced as a cartwheeler as I am a jumper, the thing that I do notice is that they can't jump up and get certain angles of attack, and so you have to really position yourself that much more intelligently as a cartwheeler in order to shoot attacks like that on Palace. And we just didn't see that out of Wolf, whereas a jumper might have just been able to, jump over the side of the wall and get the better angle, go around the pole. Wolf's not able to do that as a cartwheeler, and didn't have the patience to line the shot up better. We see 3 capsules. One of them's a purple. A little bit late for a pop. Does hit a Dragon Slayer now. Does he have enough time to finish him off with a Tiger Strength Reincarnation at this point? Wolf, Filthy's able to just basically hop back and forth, and there's not much Wolf can do about it. That looks like 3 school Aura regen too. That is slow. Guess we'll move back to Highway, which did go in favor of Filthy last time. Got 13 seconds left, but I don't think either one of them's going to be able to get the kill in that time. A 6 damage Sign of Saints looks nasty, but we have yet another draw, and this series is going all the way to a second tiebreaker on Highway. Time for final prediction, ShadowShield. Who finally takes the series? I agree. I think I would put the money on Wolf, but I've got to say, Filthy has proven to be an extremely resilient player, and maybe not seen as one of the favorites coming to this group, but he's had a very close series against you and Wolf so far, putting up a great show. Even if he's not super likely, given the numbers right now, to advance from the group, he's been a fantastic addition and put on a fantastic show, producing great videos. Looks like I might be getting a message. All right, we should be getting underway now that that's cleared up. This video is, I don't even know if I can see how long the recording is until it's done. Doesn't look like it. I think we're heading into hour-long territory on this video. And we'll have to see as it ends here on Highway. And we see a good aura start out of both characters here. Heat onto Filthy. Let's see, he's got the optical aura. We see a psycho aura around the Wolf and an environmental. Wonder what he's going to break out here. Double lasers. Looks like he might have an angle here. Yeah, so far that deck hasn't proven to be super reliable for him. Not sure I'm particularly a fan. Wolf doesn't seem to have an easy way to hang this. Uses a bravery decision. See, I don't know if he has any aura left spawning. At 10 capsules left. Does have one there, so he has Dazzle Railgun available if he wants to use that. That's usually the sweet spot range people like to bravery at. Lays down the inverted controls. So this is the deck he used on Refinery to good success. Throw some cluster bombs up at Filthy. Return to Nature gets rid of the environmental. And it looks like he's going to lay down another. Still not going to bother to hang it, because you can't hang it as a cartwheeler by going up on the highway and jumping down, which Wolf is perfectly aware. He's a master of hanging as a cartwheeler. Nathan and Wolf have been doing it for years. Looking to get into the melee now. Yeah, he used charge. And the Excalibur, like, dances in a circle around Filthy. Uses charge again. Fell off, but doesn't seem to care. Let's do this again. Guard of Water, or is that Wall of Current? Either way, it erased the Excalibur. It's gone. Water defense. I believe it is Wall of Current. Vacuum Wall also catches the Railgun. Can Filthy play the long game? Health now tied up, 11 to 11. Cluster Bomb with charge. Wolf probably going to throw another Cluster Bomb or two before he leaves, but it is looking... Oh, the Aura Cannon doesn't connect at that short of a range, but the Cluster Bomb sure did. And we're coming down to the wire. Wolf decides that he's going to stick around, and that one is going to connect. Filthy going down to Wolf, finally, in a 3-2-2 set. Wolf takes his first win in the group and maintains a healthy position to advance. All right, we're just going to stop the recording right there so we can move on to the next one.